Bitcoin, we start with the daily chart. Okay, if you refer back to my last video, we mentioned that we are looking for Bitcoin for buy, and but what we wanted the price to drop somewhere near to this low. Okay, anyway, we will discuss about it. And now, based on the daily chart, still we are within this correction. We want to see how long we will be within this correction. On what we are more interested. We are interested in the buy, but the only thing is how deep this one can go. Whether there is a possibility this is the start of the reversal, which I explained in my last video. I mentioned there it is possible, but we don't expect it. We expect to get the bigger correction. But the only thing is how deep it can go. Okay. Anyway, we move to lower time frame. We want to see how we can trade it. Okay. Again, if you refer back to my last video, just I want to say when the price was here, I mentioned that we want to look for buy, but the only reason I mentioned let the price drop, at least break this low, then from there we can look for buy, because I give it two option. Whether the price can break this low, then reverse, then we will have this correction, then from there we can look for down move to break to, I mean, at least to touch this low before we look for buy. The second option was that may this is the one is moving and can come to this low, and from what we can see here, the second option was correct. Okay, anyway, in my last video I mentioned if you want to look for buy when the price was here, I mentioned that let the price to break this low, then from there if we get any buy setup we can look for buy, and this is what we get. All right, and now the thing is, do we need to look for buy right now or not? Actually, we don't have the buy setup, and what we explained in my last video was that let the price to break this low before we look for buy. Okay, the price didn't break the low, but is near to this low. Now the question is whether the price from here can reverse or can break this low before we get the reversal. If break, how deep it can go. Okay, that's why if you want to get look for buy, we need to get the buy setup, and right now we want to see what we have. Okay, from what we have based on forward chart, we don't have any buy setup. Okay, now the question is whether can we expect to we have the correction here, can we expect to get one more correction here? That means we get one move down before we get the reversal. Yeah, there is a possibility. That's why buying from here without the buy setup is not the good idea. And do we need to look for sell from here? For me, I'm not interested in the down short. Okay, anyway, if anyone wants to look for sell from this correction, they need to know this is the low. There is a possibility if price drop, how deep it can go, we are not sure, but there is a possibility price break this low and reverse. And if they want to short, I mean, go if they want to go for sell, at least they should know how to manage it. Anyway, we don't have any trade setup for buy, and the only thing is we want to see how we can trade for this based on forward chart. In this case, we move to lower time frame, 1 hour chart. We see what we have there. Okay, again, I want to highlight something here that why, I mean, even if the price was around within this move, I mentioned that we expect the price to break this low before we look for buy, and we analyze. What I highlight there in my, I mean, last video was that if when the price was here, if you want to look for buy, let the price break this top. I put let the price break this top before we look for buy, and I mentioned that don't buy within this gap below, and this is what we have. This is the reason. See, the price came even to near to this top if I put it here, but even it didn't touch and reverse. That's why I mentioned if you want to buy, let the price break this top, get the confirmation before we look for buy. Okay, and that's why I mentioned that buying, I think the price was somewhere around here, I'm not sure. That's why I highlight buying within this range is not good. Exactly similar to what I'm drawing right now. Okay, this is the reason. That's why sometimes we want the price to break the top before we get there, before we look for trade, which here we were talking about if we want to buy. Anyway, no, the thing is, do we have any trade setup based on 1 hour? Based on 1 hour also, we see the price haven't broke the low, is near, but we don't have any trade setup for buy. And now again, similar to forward chart, we want to see what we will get here, whether this is a correction similar to this for the next move down. If the price drop, I think we can get a better confirmation for buy, but we don't have any, I mean, for right now, we don't have any confirmation for buy. The only way we can look for buy if the price start to correct here. It give a correction for buy. Then we can look for buy. But right now, we don't have it. And there is a possibility this is the give us one move down. And how deep this one can go, we are not sure. Anyway, we just follow the chart and see what we will get from here, whether the price can drop or we will get the correction from here for next move for the up. And we don't have, as I say, we are more interested in the buy. In this case, we just follow the chart. If I see any update, any buy setup, I will share on YouTube. Thanks.